Hello guys, and welcome back to the Black Gold Homestead. And today's video, I know I said that we'd be doing seed starting in the next video, but I already started the peppers and they're germinating, so we'll actually be doing a seed starting video on tomatoes hopefully. Today we're going to be doing hoof trimming for your goats. This is universal, so you can do it for Nigerian dwarf goats like I have. You can do it for your Saanens, your Nubians, your Kiko, your Spanish, your Boer. Any goat breed, it's the same. Some have slightly different shaped hooves, but it's pretty much the same. Also, I wanted to say that it can vary. I haven't done hers in over a year. If you live somewhere where it's less rocky and it's more lush and the ground's more soft and muddy, you might have to do it every couple months. It just depends. So we'll get started, and I hope you like the video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so this is Magnolia, and she is a Nigerian dwarf goat. She was born President's Day 2017, so she'll be 3 here shortly. And if I can get her to just walk forward a little bit. So she'll be 3 shortly, and if you look at her hoof here, you can see there's some mud and all in there, but you can also see on the edges where it's all long and overgrown, like right there. That's what we got to cut off. That's the hoof wall, and we want to get it flush with the good part. But first, we got to get out some of this mud, and her hooves do get quite muddy during the winter, so that's why it's important that you get them trimmed up. So if I can just pull her forward again into the light so that we can see what we're doing. And you can do this on a milk stand. You don't have to, but you can. It's easier to do it on a milk stand, but I don't have a milk stand in this stall. And this is where she was, so this is how we're doing it. But these are the universal clippers that you use usually. You can get them at just about any farm supply store. But people also use rasps and razor blades to cut it. But these are safest and actually pretty easy to get your hands on. So what I just do is I start with the outside hoof wall here. And I cut off, and you can already see white. That's the fresh, healthy tissue, and it's really quite overgrown. Like I said, I haven't done it in a while. It's not too big of a deal. Also, a thing that you need to watch for in your goats is hoof rot. I've never had it in my goats, but if you do get it, you can easily treat with bleach. And hoof rot will occur whenever there's these crevices like this. And they tend to get it in the winter when it's wet, but just treat them with bleach, and you can bleach treat them even in the summertime, but that's mainly as a preventative measure. But as you can see, there are some kind of cracks and holes there, but we just want to level this up. And you can also, some people don't do it, but I do it. Oh, now she's trying to lay down. I go down the middle like this and just get out any mud that's in there. But it's going to be harder to see her now that she's laying down. So just work on these outside hoof walls, and you kind of want to get them leveled with this sole in the middle, which on some goats you'll see that it's white. Hers isn't as white because she is a darker colored goat, but it can vary on them. But see this little crevice here? She naturally has this crevice here. It doesn't have hoof rot in it, but it's a spot where she could get it. A lot of goats don't have that crevice. Some naturally do. Her mother has a crevice there too. It's just something that kind of runs in her family. But that is a spot where you want to watch. You don't want any mud to build up in there for too long, because then that's a spot where she could get hoof rot. So this foot's pretty much good to go. It's leveled up pretty nice and in pretty good shape. But you can also cut off the tips some if you want. You don't have to, but you can. and I like to, but not everyone does. It kind of makes it easier to get in there and then clean, like so. And you can already begin to see that healthy white tissue starting. And she is, I usually don't trim them during the winter, but she's due into February, so I want to get her done before it's too close to her kidding time. It can be stressful to do their nails when they're late in pregnancy, so earlier mid-pregnancy is better to do. And also your male goats, your bucks, you want to do their hooves before breeding season so they can mount the females more easily. Now if I can get her to walk up, I will try to, if she doesn't want to cooperate, I'll try to show you one of her back hooves. Maybe I can get her to turn around. But sheep also, you do sheep pretty much the same way. I found that sheep hooves are a little wider though, and sometimes a pair of dog clippers, no. Sometimes a pair of dog clippers will help whenever you're doing the back toes of the sheep. But I'll just kind of press her head up against there. Like I said, milk stands do make this process easier, but you can do it without a milk stand. So here's the back hoof, and hopefully she cooperates well. Oh, settle down now. And this here is very overgrown, so that needs to be cut down. And it's curling under like so. And you want to watch for pink. Pink is when you're getting down to the quick, and that's, I just gotta watch her to make sure she doesn't try to horn me. But if she does, she's done it before, it doesn't really hurt because I'm wearing a thick jacket. You want to watch for pink. Pink is where the blood vessels are. You don't want to intrude on that. And her hooves look real dirty. They are. There's some mud in there because it is winter time, and there's nothing I can really do about that. I mean, I could keep them locked in a barn all the time, but they wouldn't be happy with me then. And then you don't have to do this. I recommend doing it. Going down the center in between the two. Sometimes they get rocks wedged in there, and as you can see in this case, mud. And I'm getting caught up on something. So I know that right down in here, it needs a little bit of trimming. So just get in there and cut it until it can go in and slide right out. Okay? Once again, get out this mud. You can see, shorten up some of this stuff. Some people don't like to blunt cut the ends like that. And it can, sometimes it's not best to, depending on where you live. Here where I live, it doesn't hurt because they're not climbing on a whole lot of stuff. But other places, it's not a good of idea to blunt cut like I am, like this. And as you can see, there's lots of mud in there. There's nothing I can really do about that. But this, getting rid of this hoof wall on the outside that's folded over, will prevent the mud from getting stuck down in there, which is good. It'll make her safer, actually, because there'll be less of a chance of developing any hoof rot. So trim that down. And she is getting a little impatient on this one, but so that one's pretty much done. There's still some mud on the surface, but you can kind of see in there where the white, especially there, that's what you want to get to, is the sole of the hoof. And this could come down a little further. So, and do what works best for you. You don't have to use these clippers, but like I said, I like to. Now, as far as hoof treatment goes, if you do have hoof rot, You can use like a thrush buster for horses, works fine on the goats. But half and half bleach and half water works really well as well for the treatment. And just squirt it into the hoof area and settle down, settle down. And like I said, that works well. And so I'm gonna be working on her other feet. If you want to record that, you can, or you can cut it off. Doesn't really matter to me. Step forward. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you learned something from it, and have a great day. Thank you.